The pain of delay. Why God has not moved yet. Before you read another line, stop, just for a second. Take a slow breath, because this message is not for everyone. It didn't come to motivate you. It didn't come to entertain you. It came to explain the silence. You've been asking one question again and again. If God chose me, then why am I still waiting? You pray. You believe. You stay patient. You try not to complain. And yet, nothing seems to move. Others get blessed faster. Others move ahead easily. Others receive what you've been praying for without even asking. And you? You are stuck. Not because you are weak, not because you are unworthy, not because God forgot you, but because you are chosen. The most painful test is delay. Listen carefully. God never tests chosen ones with destruction first. He tests them with delay. Because delay breaks people silently. Delay makes you doubt yourself. Delay makes you question your worth. Delay makes you feel invisible. You don't fail publicly. You don't fall loudly. You just wait. And waiting hurts more than loss. Loss has closure. Delay has confusion. And confusion is where faith is truly tested. Why God uses delay with the chosen. If God gave you everything immediately, you would. Trust the blessing more than Him. Depend on results, not relationship. Celebrate success, not obedience. So He pauses, not to punish you, but to realign you. God delays because He sees what you don't. You see today. God sees 10 years ahead. You see the promise. God sees the responsibility that comes with it. And here is the truth most people never tell you. You are not being delayed because you are slow. You are being delayed because what's coming is heavy. Silence does not mean absence. You've been saying, God has gone quiet. No, God has gone strategic. Silence is not God ignoring you. Silence is God working behind the curtain. When heaven is silent, it means decisions are being made. Remember this, God spoke loudly before creation, but He worked silently after speaking. Your promise has already been spoken. Now comes the silent phase of construction. The enemy misunderstands your delay. The enemy thinks delay means defeat. That's why attacks increased. That's why distractions multiplied. That's why temptation came louder. Because the enemy senses proximity, not distance. Delay is not the absence of progress. Delay is often proof that you are close. Why you feel tired all the time. Chosen ones don't get tired physically first. They get tired emotionally. Because you carry hope longer than others. You believe without evidence. You stay faithful without feedback, and that drains the soul. You smile in front of people, but cry in private. You encourage others, but feel empty yourself, and God sees that. This is where most people lose it. Right before breakthrough, God allows frustration, not to break you, but to reveal what still controls you. Delay exposes hidden impatience, quiet resentment, conditional faith. And God doesn't remove blessings. He removes what would destroy you after the blessing. You are not being ignored. You are being hidden. There is a season where God hides His strongest warriors. Because public exposure too early leads to destruction. Delay is divine protection. If people saw what God is about to give you, they would sabotage it. So God says, wait. Let me finish. What God is doing while you wait. Let me tell you something no one told you before. While you think nothing is happening, everything is happening. God never delays without purpose. Delay is not empty time. It is hidden preparation. And what God prepares in silence shocks people in public. God is rebuilding you from the inside. You asked God to change your situation. God said, "First, I will change your capacity. Because if your inner strength doesn't match your outer blessing, the blessing becomes a burden. God is strengthening your emotional endurance, spiritual discipline, mental stability, so that when doors open, you don't collapse. God is removing the wrong people. This one hurts. Some people had to leave before your blessing arrived. Not because they were evil, but because they couldn't handle your next level. Delay gives God time to clean the environment. Imagine receiving abundance surrounded by jealousy. God delays not the blessing. He delays exposure to danger. Why prayers feel heavy now. Earlier, prayer felt easy. Now it feels dry. That's intentional. God is moving you from emotional faith to mature faith. Faith that doesn't need feelings. Faith that doesn't need signs. Faith that trusts even when God is quiet. Heaven is aligning timing, not just you. Your blessing involves other people, other decisions, other events. God doesn't move pieces randomly. He waits until everything aligns perfectly. 1 second early, disaster. 1 second late, delay. God's timing is precise. Why you must not rush now. If you force open a door, God is preparing. You will step into a season unprotected. Delay saves you from wrong contracts, wrong relationships, wrong opportunities. Not everything that looks good is God. Delay filters deception. You are being taught to walk, not run. Running makes noise. Walking creates balance. God slows chosen ones so they don't trip. Speed impresses people. Stability honors God. God is watching how you wait. Your waiting season is being recorded. How you respond to silence decides how much God can trust you with sound. Those who complain loudly in delay can't be trusted with abundance. The moment God moves and why it will be sudden. Here's the truth. God never announces the end of delay. It just ends. One normal day, one ordinary moment, and suddenly everything changes. When God moves, He moves fast. Delay is slow. Release is sudden. God compensates time with speed. Years of waiting can turn into days of fulfillment. That's why people will say, "It happened overnight." But you know the nights you cried. Your silence will confuse your enemies. You didn't explain yourself. You didn't defend your delay. And now your results will speak. God loves quiet victories. What God gives after delay is different. Delayed blessings have protection, longevity, authority. What comes easily leaves easily. What is delayed stays. A warning for when it happens. When doors open, stay humble, stay private, stay grounded. Not everyone deserves access to your next chapter. God delayed you to protect you. Don't expose yourself carelessly. This is your confirmation. If this message touched you, it's because delay is almost over. God does not comfort without intention. Final word from God. I delayed you, not to deny you, but to prepare you. What is coming will make sense of everything you endured after the delay. When God finally trusts you with more, listen carefully. Because very few people are prepared for what comes after the delay. Most people think the hardest part is waiting. It's not. The hardest part is handling what God gives you once the waiting ends. And that's why many people lose what they prayed years for within months. A truth. No one talks about God does not test you before blessing only. He tests you after blessing even more. Before the delay, God tests your faith. After the delay, God tests your character. And here's the scary truth. Many people pass the waiting test, but fail the keeping test. Why life feels strange after breakthrough. You will expect peace, but instead, you may feel confused, overwhelmed, emotionally exposed, spiritually alert, Because elevation brings visibility, and visibility attracts opinions, jealousy, requests, expectations. That's why God delayed you, to build inner silence before outer noise. God does not just give. He watches when God finally releases the blessing. He watches how you talk, how you spend, how you treat people, how you remember Him. Blessing is not a reward. It's a responsibility, and chosen ones are judged differently. Why you must stay quiet, even after it happens. One of the biggest mistakes chosen ones make: they explain their blessing, they justify their success, they overshare. But God did not lift you so you could explain yourself. Silence protected you in delay. Silence will protect you in abundance. A serious warning from God. When God elevates you, do not return to old habits, not because they are sinful, but because they are small. Small thinking cannot manage big assignments. God will remove access if He senses entitlement. People will treat you differently now. Some will admire you. Some will resent you. Some will suddenly believe in you. Do not let any of it define you. Chosen ones don't belong to applause. They belong to assignment. God will ask more from you now. More discipline, more obedience, more restraint, more humility, because higher level equals stricter standards. What others get away with, you won't. And that's not unfair. That's favor. Why God delayed you for so long, now you understand. He delayed you to teach you. Patience before power. Silence before influence. Obedience before abundance. So that when He gives you more, you don't lose yourself. The final test. Will you still trust God when you have options? Before, you had no choice but God. Now you have money, influence, connections, and God watches. Will you still choose me when you don't need me the same way? That answer decides how far you go. This is not just a blessing, it's a calling. You were delayed because your life is not just about you. What you carry will impact others. That's why God took His time. He wasn't slow, He was serious. Final word from God. I delayed you so you would never worship what I give. I delayed you so you would remember who I am. Walk slowly now. I trust you.